Welcome to the Driveify YouTube channel. We're finding ourselves in unique situations, cool opportunities. So we're going to start bringing videos periodically to our YouTube channel and to social media about what we're doing. This is the first day since we started January 1st, about 10 months ago, that all 15 cars are in one spot at one time and actually not rented, which is, in some ways that's bad because we're not making money, but in other ways it's good because we can create marketing content like this. Today we're driving the Porsche Gtr, which this is actually a co-hosted car. We will discuss a little bit more about this. See, I've got the Nissan Gtr, the C8 Corvette is behind him, a co-hosted Ford Focus RS. So we're about to go visit the other 11 cars at the garage. We're gonna do a full walkthrough of the cars that we have, the things that I like about them. So, come along, we're headed to Tip Road. Welcome to the Driveify garage. We now have 16 cars, and our mission behind Driveify is to provide the enthusiasts, because we're all car enthusiasts, with fun cars that maybe they don't own or maybe they want to own in the future, but they could test drive here. Now, every rental company will have a wide variety. We have everything from supercars to pickup trucks. And frankly, we're building a business model around the weather in Minnesota. We can't be renting supercars through the snow. So how do we continue to make money but build that brand? And that's what brings me to the Silverado. This was our truck number one of the first cars in the fleet. And we do little things to these vehicles to hopefully make them stand out and feel a little more special. So on the front of this truck, we actually have a different front bumper. Side skirts are different. We got some cool big wheels on it. But other than that, it is your base model Chevy Silverado with the Z71 package. One of my favorites comparing the vehicles. I like this truck. And it brings me to my next one, which is a 2022 GMC Yukon. This is what everybody wants in a rental market. You go to Hertz, you go to Budget, you want to rent something nice for the family. You don't know what you're going to get. It's probably something with a lot of miles and a lot of scratches. We like our cars, we keep them nice, we make them look cool. Again, aftermarket front grille, nice blackout package. The GMC and the Silverado do so well for us. We can't have a fleet without more cars like this that do well, that actually allow us to buy the cars that we're really passionate about and we want to share with you. So we did. We bought another pickup truck. This is a 2022 Toyota Tundra. Pretty base spec, the highest trim level that you can get. There's a lot of space inside. All of these vehicles have Apple CarPlay because everybody wants that these days. But because these everyday vehicles do so well, we can rent them year round, and it taps into a market of people that need to tow or take trips. That brings us to cars like this. This is a B8.5 Audi S4. A sporty car, one that we like, one that's good looking, but at a price point that allows us to rent to the everyday person. Again, if you were to compare us to Hertz or Enterprise, you're gonna get Hyundai Elantras for the same price that you could rent an S4 from us for. And because the standard vehicle does so well, it's just a sedan for everybody, we started buying fancy SUVs. The Porsche Macan. These arguably perform better and rent more often than some of our trucks, but they're different price points. So you get different things out of these things. Again, for you and your family, or you got family coming into town, we'll put them into something a little bit nicer. The Macan S has the V6 twin turbo motor. It looks very nice, which then brings us to an X5m Sport. So right on brand with what we're trying to do with Driveify. We want to provide new, fun, unique driving experiences. The Macan S and the BMW X5m Sport, very different driving experiences with the same utilitarian aspects. You can put the whole family in there, you could drive a long time. The car I like the least, the model, the Tesla Model 3 Performance. So it's got a little bit of mods, which I think explains why it rents so well. Again, like the pickup truck and some of the other cars that we've put a little extra money into making them look cool. We've got carbon fiber on the front, aftermarket wheels. It's actually on KW suspension, so it sits a little bit lower. Side skirts, it's just classy. A white Model 3 Performance, way too much electric horsepower for a car like this. It's fun for about 10 minutes and then it's boring. What's not boring are Ford Broncos. This was the first vehicle that we actually bought with a traditional loan under the company as we were trying to explore this business model and understand how this works, and it's been a hit. This car and that one over there these will be our top performers. The hype around the Ford Broncos are insane. So this one specifically has the 2.7 V6 turbo motor. It's the two-door and it's the hardtop, which in my opinion, I prefer the hardtop because it's just not so noisy. But what we've done with this Bronco, we've bought a four-door to tap into the market of needing more passengers, more space, but it is the soft top. The Pro's really easy to take off, a blast to drive. We lifted it 3 inches and put 37s on it because why not? This one has the 2.3 4-cylinder. Now I'm gonna be honest, there's not a big difference in power between the 4-cylinder and the 6-cylinder, but I do prefer the 6-cylinders. It seems more effortless at highway speeds, and this is just a legit brick flying through the wind. Now, probably one of the more boring cars we have, but the car that makes us the most profit. The Audi A3. This car is the car that anybody wants when they come into town. This car's gone about 70% of the month, so it's actually pretty surprising that we got it here today. There's not really much to talk about it. It's a great little car. It is the perfect rental vehicle, and that's why we own it. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. The Bronco we fitted with a lot of aftermarket lights. Because the A3 does so well and it begins to flirt with the line of like an enthusiast vehicle being German engineering, we wanted to start renting fun cars. And so the Ford Focus RS is actually a co-hosted vehicle along with the Macan. And what a co-host is we actually bring in partners who own vehicles that would like to make passive income on them. But this car fits into the fleet perfectly because it's fun, it's peppy, it's a cheap daily rate, and it's more enjoyable than anything you'd get at Enterprise or Budget. But this car, the Cadillac CT4V Blackwing, one of my favorites in the entire collection. This is the last iteration of a super sedan from an American manufacturer with a 6-speed manual transmission and all the luxury involved. We actually spec'd this from the dealership in New Jersey with the $9,000 carbon fiber options. Because what have I been talking about this entire time? We're trying to provide unique, fun, and engaging cars that are cool for you guys to drive. It's pretty standard, a full blackout package. We've got the cool trunk lip carbon fiber. We've got big canards on the front. I love the lighting on these cars. I think it looks sweet. But this is just step one into the cars that we're truly passionate about. Which brings us to Godzilla. An R35 Nissan Gtr, 2009. So yes, it is the problematic year, but we've actually gone ahead, modded this car, and did preventative maintenance to make sure that this has been reliable. We've put 22,000 hard rental miles, because I can only imagine what you guys are doing in these cars, and this thing has not failed us. This thing turns on every day, it works really well, it makes all the right noises. We have an aftermarket exhaust, intakes, fuel system, and it's fast. As much as I love the GTR, the Porsche GT3 991.1 is one of my all-time favorite cars. This is my kind of driving. It's not a fast car, but what I call it is a momentum car. So it revs to the moon. You can carry speed through the corners. It looks really good. This car's mostly stock. We've got wing rises on the GT3 wing, so you can actually use the back rear view mirror inside the cabin. It's a PDK automatic transmission, so anybody can drive this. You can leave it and drive. It's very comfortable. Have you guys seen the movie Iron Man?
Yes.
Tony Stark is in the house. This is the base model, 4.2 liter V8, I know it's not the V10, R-tronic, so single clutch automated transmission, Audi R8. This is what I call the hype car. This is like when you think about renting a super car, you think of Audi R8s, you think of Porsche Turbos, Porsche GT3s, Huracans, which we don't have yet. The C8's been killing it, we'll talk about that in a second, and GTRs. The R8 is the one that we bring to the shows, the one that we try to gather attention with and promote really what we want to do. And the final car in the collection, this is the top performing vehicle, mostly because it's a C8 Corvette, but we took it one step further. We got the Jake spec C8R, which is the highest 3LT spec package you could put on these cars. They all look the same. This is car number 367 of 1,000, but this lives up to all the hype of the C8 Corvette and everything that Chevrolet's trying to do. We're waiting, we're kind of on the list for a Z06, but that would be what's next. That is a quick walkthrough of all the vehicles we have. We have plans. Did you see that? So that's all 16 cars that we own at this point. We're working on a new location for Driveify. We're actually gonna take this to Boston, Massachusetts. We're all car guys, we wanna own cool cars. We wanna share that with you guys. And you gotta let me know which one you wanna rent. Because whoever watches this, maybe I'm like feeling negotiable and you could get a free rent.
Not that negotiable.